be right back.
For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a-bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShellWilliams.com or go to Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night. But I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShellWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio. Radio.
Good morning, Melanie.
Good morning.
You see the comments, Seabreeze? We in business.
Hello from Eddie Davis. Hi, Eddie.
We are in business. This is
Yay! Everybody, we doing something a little different and better. We're using it's Restream. Is that what it is?
Restream.
I'm so excited. I mean, I love Zoom for what it has done for me, but I am very, very, very happy to do this format because it's so much easier and we can see your comments in real time. Hey.
What's going on, old man? And look at where I'm looking at it from.
Hi, Christopher.
I'm using my eyes. Sea breeze.
Oh, what a blessing. Amen. I'm so happy. So let me tell you what I'm doing right now, right quick. Because it is really freaking sad that I'm having to do this. But on one of my pages, Facebook, I was up to the 5,000 mark. And yet there are people that I need to friend. People that are friends of the show that I need to be connected to. So this is something I've been putting off for a long time. I'm going through my list of friends and finding all my friends and family that have passed away and unfriending them. I mean, and some of them have been gone for multiple years, but I have kept them because just out of, I don't know, loyalty in the ether. But I have friends that are here in this realm with me now, so new friends. So I have to let them go, including my dad. I've had his page, and it's time to let it go. It's time to, and it hurts me, but I gotta let it go. To make room for the new. Sometimes, you just gotta let go of the past.
I got you.
Still in my heart, still love them.
Still in your heart.
Still in my heart, still love them, always will. But I gotta make room for new. So that's my first thing. This morning, not to get all morbid, but it's something I was dealing with right now because we have this afternoon on the PPC radio show that we're doing. Thankfully, I got some stuff going on, so I'm going to have some extra help. My friend DJ Kid Disco is going to help out this afternoon. Usually, he's just the random black guy in the background, but
I might actually have to lead the show off me and Shell.
Part of the show, he's going to be with us, and so he can give me a chance to get settled where I'm going to be. But I have some Jenny Graham is this amazing woman who's a psychotherapist who's going to join us. I'm so excited to have a credible, awesome therapist on the show. And also I'm going to have my friend Mike Vappy, who is so amazing and doing so many great things. But I need to add Jenny to my Facebook list. So
I heard about Mike Vappy, but this is the first I'm hearing about Jenny Graham. So
yeah, Jenny Graham is our therapist, and actually she is a friend. Yeah.
I paid my virtual DJ bill. What the fuck?
She's a friend of Shelly Shells, and who, of course, is my co-host. And then we'll have our DJ Joe Storm doing his mix. I'm very excited about that this afternoon. That's later this afternoon from 2 to 4 Eastern. 2 to 4 Eastern, 1 to 3 Central, 12 to 2 Mountain, 11 to 1 on the West Coast. Hey, that was pretty good, Cindy. I'm sure there's another time zone I'm not thinking about, but Atlantic.
Yeah, there's Atlantic time. They're
really?
Out before Eastern. Yeah, places like Nova Scotia in Canada. Yeah, you didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I mean, that just only makes sense. Everywhere that you go, there's a different time zone depending on how far away you go.
Yeah, it's called the Atlantic Zone, mostly Canada, Nova Scotia, all of that. Yeah. Where it's cold as hell all the time. You was telling me y'all didn't get hit with this. We got hammered.
Oh yeah, we were so. That's one thing. I don't know why it is what it is. Maybe it's because we're not near any water, a huge water source or whatever. But Indiana is in this pocket, at least this part of Indiana, not the part that's closer to Chicago, but central Indiana is in the safe zone. I mean, sometimes we get hit with events. We have our snow once in a while. But it's warmer here than most, Chicago. It's warmer. We get less snow. I like the weather here so much better. I don't like all that cold, wet, snowy things. And so while everyone else got, 12 inches or whatever, we got maybe 3. And it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
Tony B, what's going on, homie? Uptown. One of my hip hop DJs from back.
Hi, Tony. What's up, man?
Legendary group, Black Knights of Funk. What up, Tony B? DJ Tony B. Yeah.
It is so nice to see you.
So what's going on in the world today, Seabreeze? Because I've been sitting there with my peepers off, with my Stevies on. A couple weeks and was really listening. Remember we was talking about that the other day?
Which really listening to the news instead
listening
of
to everything,
watching and listening to everything. Yeah,
not just hearing it, listening. listening to. So let's get the politics out the way real quick.
We got a lot of that always. Every day there's politics.
I know.
I'm not as bad as I used to be. Call myself a politics junkie anymore because it was an addiction. It was like I gotta hear it. So I was listening to the news every waking minute. I had the news in my ear, on the television, reading it. And it was like, but when our past president came into office, I had to stop because it was so toxic for me. And so anyway, you're hearing so much more now because your sight is a little weak at this moment. So you're recognizing this wonderful gift of hearing. Right?
It's not even hearing, it's listening, paying attention.
Listening.
Like, whoa, wait a minute. What did he just say? Oh, wow.
What? Did I miss something? What happened?
This world is in a world of trouble because it's just the shit that you hear. But go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, let's see. Where do we start? So there's this whole thing in the Republican House of Representatives, the federal level, how they are wanting to get out the belt for Liz Cheney, who had the audacity to say that President Trump was wrong in his involvement in the riots and the insurrection of our nation's capital.
Green. I know where this is going.
That young lady who is I don't even think she's crazy. Everybody keeps calling her these names, loony, nutty. I just think she's opportunist. I think she sees an opportunity to, and sometimes even negative attention is attention. And obviously she wasn't getting any attention before that. So this is a way to get attention. This QAnon stuff is so obviously conspiratorial. I know that she is smarter than that. But what's a good way to get a huge fan base and a whole lot of money and attention? Go for the thing that is irking more than half of this country. Let's stand on that side of things. Let's stand on the side of someone like our past president who has done so many things that will go down in history as infamous, not famous, but infamous. Let's be on that side because of all the attention. But the thing she's not thinking about is what happens past today. What is her future legacy going to be? Someone they made fun. Okay, perfect example. Do you remember our girl, Sarah Palin?
Oh God, that idiot.
Okay, I don't call people names. Okay, she's a smart woman. She ended up being a governor of a state, and she was the vice presidential nominee. Okay, but
it was a bad choice.
Some things that she said and her behavior was not very smart, but she was extremely popular and very powerful for a short time. A very short time. Me mentioning her today is like, wow, someone's mentioning. People don't talk about her anymore. Even when she tried to slip back in the news, nobody cares about her. This stuff that this lady is doing is short-lived. It is not thinking past just the short time.
Believes this stuff? Do you think
that's what I said? No, I don't. I do not.
But she was saying it before she got in the office.
I don't care. I think she's an opportunist. That's what got her into office. That's what got her any attention at all. I think most people at a certain level know what the truth is. They spend time there. They know what's going on. Exactly, Christopher. 15 minutes of fame. That's what it is. Let me get my fame. So maybe I'll have some longevity. Maybe I'll not, but I will make a whole lot of money in the meantime.
Oh, you like the comment section, the way it's scrolling, huh?
I love it. I mean, think of all that 147 congressmen who voted in spite of that insurrection to not legitimize the election that was freely and fairly given to Joe Biden, President Joe Biden, just for 15 minutes. But for them, it's not 15 minutes of fame. For them, it's 15 minutes of fear.
Okay. First of all, with Kevin McCarthy, he wants to be speaker someday. I don't know how the hell you think he's going to pull that one off, but good luck. But
nobody knows, nobody respects a coward. Nobody respects a waffler. That's why a lot of people love Trump because of his perceived strength and manliness, and he said what he wanted to say and all that kind of stuff. People will support that a whole heck of a lot more than they will support someone that straddles the fence like this guy is trying to do. He's not making any friends by straddling the fence and pretending.
True.
And pandering. He's not making any friends that way.
True.
So, you know.
I mean, I do agree with you wholeheartedly. I really do. But, you know, I think the Republican Party itself has become an opportunist party. It's all about re-election.
It's been that way for 20 years. It's been that way for a long time. Because they started losing. Well, first of all, the complexion of this country started to change. And their policies for so long and their identity were white, rich, or very poor men for such a long time that their identity was like dissipating and they got scared. And so they started doing these things to try to build something, and that didn't work. So I was listening today to someone, I can't remember who it was, but they were saying that you cannot save the Republican Party as it is now. You can't save it. They just need to go on. Yeah, exactly, Christopher. When Bush and Reagan were people we look back with fondness, things are difficult, right? So this person was saying better to start over because
so you think they need to just cut them loose and just move on?
They said go on and lose for the next few years or a couple years. Go on, stand up for what's right, tell the truth, and lose, because they'll lose because of the base. But it will save the soul of the Republican Party. It will save them in the end.
I got one question for you, Doc.
Mm-hmm.
When was the Republican Party ever honest?
It depends on what you consider honesty. They were honestly small government. They were honestly about helping. Hi, Earl. They were honestly about helping rich people. They were honestly about war being possible. They were honestly about a whole lot of things. And they were, they were pro-life. They were honest about that. But now they're not about those things because they've been hypocritical. True. And they've gone against their very tenets, their very things that created them as a party. It weren't always that way. But for a very long time, they represented those things I just said. But they've been hypocritical, and they've been a big government themselves in many the things that they think are like. They'll put money into pro-life and take money from pro-choice. Well, that's the government, right? That's the government. But yet you say you want to be a small government, but yet you're being powerful and pushing an agenda that you want. That's the government pushing an agenda. That's a big government thing to do. So you only want to give a little bit to the things you don't care about, like senior citizens and babies and people of color. You don't want to give no money there, or education. You don't want to give no money there. But you want to give tax breaks to billionaires and millionaires. And you want to lift up the corporations so that they're considered people. That you're willing to do. That kind of big government is okay. So you pick and choose what government does. That's hypocritical. Yeah. And they didn't always used to be that way.
So I don't think they've ever been honest, but let me be honest with y'all. We got to go to commercial break.
All right, let's do that.
And then we honestly will be back.
Honestly.
After these messages.
We'll be right back. Don't sing. So, don't you sing. I'll do it.
Don't sing. Okay. Facebook, you'll still be able to hear us, but of course, Grown Folks Radio, you'll just hear the sales. That part. Okay. All right.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll be right back. For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members, and offering contactless shopping options through the Target app, like Drive Up and same-day delivery. We are here for you now more than ever, and your health and safety is our highest priority. Learn more at target.com/a-bullseye-view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast? Learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShowWilliams.com or go to Instagram at Shelly Show Williams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night. But I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShowWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the Get Down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Hey, we're back.
Hey, do you know how much I love hearing that? And co-host Cinda Williams.
You are a co-host.
Oh, but it just sounds so cool. I've been listening to radio my whole life, and for the first time, I'm hearing some cool, hip, young person say my name like I'm cool and hip.
We're gonna get you. You know what? We're gonna get you one for the PPC radio show.
Yes, would you please?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! You know who I would love to do a drop is or whatever that's called. What's that called? That is called a drop. Is that guy that with the voiceover voice that
Mr.
He said he would do it.
William Clarence Marshall III.
Yes, he needs to come on through and do a drop.
I'll contact him.
Yeah, and then of course to have some lovely lady's voice too, I would love. Ooh. So I don't know. I don't know. Somebody with a nice voice. Somebody with I don't know. You know those people better than I do.
Yeah, I actually got some folks in mind, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I need some drops just because that's so cool. Okay, so we were talking politics. I think we could talk a little more about that because...
Well, I want to give people an update on what's going on with the stimulus package, first of all.
Exactly, that's what I was going to say. But if you got the update, we both do. You go for it.
Oh, you know I'm on the money, too.
Of course. Go on.
On the money. First of all, those of you that were lucky enough that live in Pennsylvania that were on PUA when it got cut off because Dum Dum didn't sign the order when he was supposed to, it's open back up, but you might only get 2 weeks, unfortunately, because the system crashed Monday and it hasn't been back up yet, recent as this morning. But good news is I did get 2 weeks, so it's back on. It's, working. So just be patient because it's a mess. You got 1 million people that filed for unemployment alone last week. It's just that bad.
Yeah.
According to just as recent as last night, President Biden says we're probably going to have to go around them and do reconciliation. As I was explaining to you guys before, reconciliation is a funny thing because guess who actually invented reconciliation?
The Republicans, right?
Richard Milhouse Nixon. Tricky Dick actually created reconciliation right before he resigned. And look how it's going. Now, the Republicans 10 Republicans came, Republican senators had lunch with him yesterday and was like, okay, we have a package worth $600 billion, which is $300 billion less than the last one they just passed. What the frick is wrong with these people?
I know exactly it's not what's wrong with them. They're negotiating. You don't come, if you're the minority, you don't come with a decent package. You come with something so low that you will appeal to certain people for one, and then you have somewhere to go. They knew that everybody would laugh that out the house. Everybody knew that, but they had to give something, right? They had to give something that would appeal to the fiscally conservative folks that are in their party. They had to let them see that we're trying. This is in good faith. They knew they weren't going to get nothing there. Well, now, the only thing that I think that could possibly be put off, because some of the parts of the bill don't have to happen like immediately. They could happen within the next couple of months. So there's some wiggle room for there to be some bipartisan work on. Like, for instance, the changing the minimum wage. That can happen in a couple of months instead of next week.
I say that too.
There are certain little things that they can. Excuse me to rich people, but they can make it so that, if you're making 75,000 and less or 50,000 and less, that's, you get the money instead of you're making $300,000-$400,000 and you still getting the money and you're investing it instead of having to use it because you don't need it. That can be adjusted, who gets the money, the stimulus or the the checks. Who gets that? That can be adjusted.
But here's the thing about reconciliation. They have two, and they have to prove that each time that it has something to do with the budget. So out of the 5 things that they want, you got 2 of them pretty much, which is the stimulus check, unemployment, and the vaccine. Because the stimulus and unemployment is going to be considered one, and then you got the vaccine. That makes sense. The Republicans are on board with that. The thing about reconciliation is, like I said, you only get 2, but the Republicans are saying, well, give us a chance to talk about it. Wait a minute. Back in 2017, when it was all red, the Republicans did not, when they did that tax cut, so-called, which is really for the rich, they didn't even ask the House because they knew that they controlled the House. That's when Paul Ryan was still in charge. Mm-hmm. They went right over the Democrats.
Oh, they've been bulldozing over Democrats for years.
They did it with affordable health care.
And I understand how certain progressives are like, you know what? Screw them. We're going to do this. We don't need them. And they don't care. But you got to think about the future, because the limit on how often you can use it. We're trying. The stimulus package is just one. Biden is saying this is just the first. This is just what did he call it? No, it's not stimulating the economy. It's saving the people. It's about giving the people a breath, right? And then the next package is about stimulus.
Earl, what did Earl
people
say?
Paying into. He's talking about something else. Hi, Earl. We'll talk about that a little bit. But he's talking about at least 2 packages. And then, since we're on this, there's this other thing that I read about that is like really interesting and kind of controversial in a way. And I'm like, I have a thought about it. There's this thing called the Marshall Plan for Moms. Have you heard about this?
Mm-mm. Okay. Oh, yes, I have.
Yes,
there's a whole. My comments. Okay, you might not like me.
No, I don't think we'll disagree, to be honest with you.
Me and the wife had a big discussion about that.
Gabrielle
Union,
Charlize Theron, Jennifer Moore, Tarina Burke. All these people, all these women wrote this big letter talking about they want a Marshall Plan for moms, meaning moms get paid for the work that they do at home that they never get paid for. And I can feel that. There are women who have been stay-at-home moms and taking care of the house and all that entails for years and ever. Okay. And they are never respected by the community, not anymore. And they're often not even respected by the men in their homes because they ain't bringing home the money. Who cares who keeps the house clean? Who cares who raises the children to be citizens? Who cares all these things, right? So they saying give them money. But the other side is nowadays things are changing. There are men that are stay-at-home dads. There are grandparents that taking care of the kids. Where are they in this equation? I understand taking care of moms, but make it a caregiver plan, not a mom's plan, because there are more caregivers nowadays than just moms. And I agree with that. I don't think you should ignore a caregiver just because they're not the right gender or the right age. I don't believe in that. I think that is unfair to caregivers because there's lots of them. And I know some male caregivers that they didn't make as much money for their job. So they staying at home. And because it costs $3,000 a week to put their babies in daycare, they ain't even making that. So they stay home and take care of the children while the female part of the equation goes out and works their $150,000 a year job. That makes sense to me. Now, what is your opinion? What?
I think it's a bunch of bullshit. Why should we pay you to take care of your kids? If it's like you said, the grandparents or the aunt or the uncle or whatever, if something happened, they stepped up. Yeah, they should be paid. But I'm going to pay you to raise your kids that you chose to have? Are you kidding me? Go get a job. And I'm thinking about from the urban experience that I've experienced in the project, a lot of them, there should be strict rules for you if you're going to do that, because a lot of them don't do it. The streets are raising the kids and you're getting a check.
Yes, because the streets are raising the kids because they are at McDonald's and at Walmart working. Instead of being home taking care of their kids, they are out.
There are some who are laying on their ass all day and letting their kids just run wild.
Just like there are some Republicans that are crazy and some that are not. There's always going to be some. And so you got to set things up in such a way to protect the system so that it's not being scammed, because scammers are abundant in the world right now. And I know quite a few scammers that take advantage of food stamps. Say they take advantage of any kind of assistance. They make it bad for the people that need it. So you have to be conscious. But even when you're conscious, there's thieves galore. And everything you do, there's always going to be somebody scamming, playing a system. That's always going to happen. But what would it do for our economy if those mothers had $300 a month to spend in the economy? The money's going back to the economy. It's not going to them. It's going to the economy. What do you do with your money? You just sit on it and look at it? Especially if you're in that position. Now, if you're rich and you're wealthy, yeah, then you're going to just sit on that money. You're going to invest it. You're going to put it on the stocks. You're going to do all that kind of stuff.
There should be an income cutoff. If your man is making $150,000, we ain't giving you shit.
Exactly.
Get it from him.
That's true. I totally agree with that. I don't think mothers that are, going and getting their nails done once a week and their hair done once in a week and their facials and their all of this kind of stuff, and then they gonna get an extra $300 for the next week's. No. That I wouldn't. No. There should definitely. Yeah, no. There should definitely be a cutoff.
Oh, okay.
Oh, not every mother. Just those mothers that are barely surviving and cannot raise their kids, especially single moms that cannot raise their children. Somebody else is raising their children. The streets are raising their children, or the babysitter down the street that they can't even vet because they don't have a choice because they can't afford daycare. Yeah.
If they here's what I think, period. I think until this pandemic has been somewhat whipped, and it looks like it's going to be a while, they should give every adult in America $2,000 a month.
Well, that's what they are doing in other countries.
Right.
And the thing is, because they have done that, they have wiped out the pandemic. And so they can stop giving that money because the pandemic's not there anymore. So they can go back to their regular economy. They don't have, people think, well, $2,000 a month, we can't afford it. We'll go broke. You're just making money and our dollar won't be worth anything anymore. But what it would do would stop the pandemic, because people aren't taking their lives in their own hands to go to work. They're stopping it. They're staying at home. They can get their groceries. They can pay their bills. They can take care of stuff without spreading disease. So it doesn't last that long, maybe a couple months. Look at what happened on the earth when people stopped driving. When we had the lockdown and people stopped driving, the earth recovered in ways that they didn't see possible.
Yeah, they said the earth got better.
So it's the same way. Our economy might take a temporary hit, but then it would be back in rotation. And we can make our money again, doing our jobs, doing what we want to. Don't nobody want to stay at home looking at TV all day. I am so tired of watching Netflix. Okay, I love Netflix. I'm thankful for Netflix. I want to be on Netflix. But that's not all I want to do. I want to get out there. I want to be in the world. I want to do my job. Okay? But
you know what? I was watching Blackish the
Shalina.
other day, and you ran across my mind because I noticed they were referencing the pandemic, but nobody was masked throughout the whole episode. I'm like, what's up with that?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
Because I know you told me y'all had to be tested and masked.
Well, no, we're masked when we're not rolling. When we're rolling, the masks come off. The actors aren't wearing masks unless that's a part of the storyline.
But that's what I'm saying. It was part of the storyline. They were talking about the pandemic and how it had hit.
But if I don't know where they were, if they were out in the grocery store or something, then
yeah, they were out in the grocery store. That's
and
why
they
I was
didn't have on masks.
No, nobody did.
Oh, that's so irresponsible.
They went to the neighbor's house, no mask, and I'm like, well, they're referencing the pandemic, but they're not showing social distancing. I'm a little bit confused. But
that's weird. Shalina, I don't think I've ever seen your name before. Welcome to the Melanated Morning Show, girl.
Hello, Shalina. I can't see what you're saying, but hey.
I hope that I said your name correctly. But thank you so much for joining us. So, have we said enough about that?
Yeah, pretty much. You're going to get your money. The Republicans are trying to cut it down to $1,000 instead of $1,400. I knew they was going to pull that shit. But anyway.
So,
just hurry up and wait, like my mama used to say.
Today is February 3rd, right?
Yep.
So we have begun Black History Month. And I don't think everyone takes advantage of that or thinks about that very much, even Black folks. But I do.
I do. Very much.
I do. And one of the things that I actually just started doing this. I used to do it for myself. You know, every day I would read something new, watch something new, whatever. But last year I started this, and this year I did it. I'm doing it again as I'm posting about Black history, either history past or history makers. And it is so cool about these people and these things that you don't know. So many people don't know. I don't know. Yesterday when I was going through and preparing my posts, because I pre-do stuff, you know, that doesn't mean that I'm inflexible. I mean, if a change comes up that I think I need to make, I do. But
no, you're just meticulous.
I'm meticulous, and I like to be organized and prepared because I don't have a whole lot of time to spend on things. So the time that I have, I want it to be, you know, used well that time.
See, that's why it was such a good mix. Because me, on the other hand, I'm all willy-nilly.
Yeah, I like to work smart, not work hard. I used to be a hard worker to the point of exhaustion. Now I try to be smart about how I work. Anyway, I am so excited about my posts because I have some things that I didn't know that I learned about different people from history that I can't wait to share. I know since there's not that many people in here right now, I'm going to share one of them. Let me see. It's downstairs. I don't have her name. I can find it on my phone. There is this woman in history that people don't know about who was a Harlem Cotton Club dancer and singer she was just hilarious and amazing. And she did this style of singing, jazz singing, that was called baby talk.
And that's how Betty Boop was.
That is how Betty Boop was created.
Yes, her name is something Jean, something or other. Betty Jean.
I'm trying to find it on my phone, but I'm having a hard time. I don't know where.
We talked about that when we were doing the cartoons. Were you here?
No, I wasn't there that day.
Oh yeah, we talked about that.
Yes. There it is. That's her. Esther Jones. I don't know.
Esther Jones. Yes.
Yeah, I don't know who you were saying, but Esther Jones. She really popularized in that community the boop boop be doo.
Yeah,
you know, and that whole sexy, you know, sweet, cute
and
baby talk. And then, of course, like happened in so many instances, this white woman goes, she's a singer, and steals it and makes it this huge thing. Now it's very popularized with the white Americans and French and wherever jazz is popular. And because I don't have my paper with me, I can't remember the name of the man who created the Betty Boop cartoon. And
basically stole it.
No, he didn't steal it. He just created the cartoon. And that white woman sued him, saying that he was using her image. And he was like, no, I was using Esther Jones as someone this was based on. And that's how he won his case, because she lost, because he was like, you weren't the one doing this. Esther Jones.
And Esther Jones suing.
Because Esther Jones disappeared, baby, like so many of us do. No one even knows where she went or how she died. She disappeared. Maybe she became a mother. Maybe she changed her life. Maybe she passed away. We don't even know, because her life just disappeared. She disappeared, But it would have been, since he used that as a means to defend himself, he should have given some money to her estate, found her, and paid her for using her image, But then technically he could say, I didn't make it exactly like her. I just used her as inspiration. And you can't, if I'm going to make a cartoon and I see someone, look at the show Living Single, Familiar Joe says, okay, yeah, you ain't kidding looking at Living Single. That's what they did, right?
What?
But they created shows based on the Living Single concept.
Yeah.
They stole it.
Friend.
Yeah, all that stuff was based on the Living Single concept. Fox, this is what Fox used to do, in the CW too. They would have shows. They would start shows with new actors, great writing. They would start these shows, and they would only give them a limited time to be on, where they could pay them the very lowest that they could pay them. And then they would cancel the show, no matter how popular it was, no matter how many audience members were watching it and loved it. They would cancel the shows as soon as they got to the point of renegotiation for the contracts, because they didn't want to pay them more. They would rather come up with a whole new show using Black people to bring audiences to the channel, all kinds of audiences, not just audiences of color, but all audiences, right? They would bring these shows and create these shows to create, to get all these new viewers, all this new viewership. And then they would cancel their contracts, cancel the shows, and do another one. So they have to pay us nothing. Whereas on the other channels where they would steal the concepts for these shows, they would pay them millions, the white cast members, millions of dollars to do it. Renegotiate, and give them all this money. We were in the background, unless we were, the girl next door best friend, we weren't getting that kind of money. And if we tried to renegotiate, and this wasn't just people of color, this is also women. We try to negotiate our contracts. They decide to write us out the show, find somebody else to play the part or a similar part, just so they don't have to pay. They've been pimping us out for so long.
New York Undercover.
I'm sorry for my rant, but
no, we don't get to hear that from Hollywood. We just get to hear opinions. But when you actually talk to someone who has worked in Hollywood for well over 30 years now,
that's what they do. They use us. As a matter of fact, Fox used us to build its brand.
Fox, yeah.
Fox used us to build its brand. Fox didn't have nobody watching them. Everybody's watching CBS, ABC, and NBC. But with using people of color, they built their brand. Now it's huge. And I honestly like a lot of shows that are on Fox. But they built their brand on our back. Just like this country was built on our back. They're always building up. The NBA was built on our backs.
Whoa.
All these things were built on our backs.
The NBA was definitely built.
The NFL was built on our backs.
Did you hear the story about?
Golf even changed and got an audience because of us.
Did you hear the story about the guy who used to play for the Steelers? I forget his name. Who's suing the NFL because they've proved that the concussion rule was disproportionate towards people of color, men of color.
No, I haven't heard that one.
I'm
not. I believe it 100%. And as a matter of fact, later on today, Mike Vappy, he used to be a football player in the NFL.
Oh.
And wow, you should hear his stories, man, and his perception of that whole
And he might be aware of the story I'm talking.
I'm sure he is. Uh-huh.
It broke this morning.
Wow.
I saw it on Good Morning America. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always watching, dude. I keep telling y'all, try to check out, if you can get on your Fire Stick or your Roku, the Black News Channel, y'all. That's a really good channel. Really.
I gotta check that out. Black News Channel, huh?
Black News Channel, all black, all news. The Black CNN, basically. They do the same thing CNN and Fox News and all the rest of them all, just that everybody who has a show is a person of color, and they...
Now, do they have white guests or other ethnicity guests?
Yeah.
So, okay.
But everybody who's, a media personality is of color. A lot of women, a lot of black women, quite a few black women. I like that. Mm-hmm. So I really love that channel. And they do sports and news and regular, they do the weather and everything. Yeah.
Can I, are we like, it's 11:13. Are we supposed to do commercials again?
Yeah, we are right about now.
Yeah. Christopher said Fox wouldn't be what it is without Martin, Living Single, and New York Undercover. Absolutely.
Aren't you a person that was on New York Undercover? I like promoting that. I love that episode.
That's a lot of people's favorite episode from New York Undercover, or favorite thing that I did. Let's say that. That's
one of my favorite things.
Yeah, I did one episode of New York Undercover, and they killed my character, and people were so upset.
It was so ignorant the way they did it. Like
they killed my character, and they killed my character because they knew they were going to end the show. The cast didn't know that at that time, but they found out very soon after that that they were canceling that hugely popular show. Familiar Joe said the Africans built pyramids, then were kidnapped to build countries around the world because only the Africans had the knowledge. Yes, exactly. And also another thing, one of my other things that I'm posting is, I don't really know how to pronounce the man's name, but it was a African man that brought inoculation to this country from Africa because they didn't know how to inoculate. And he taught his master about the whole concept. And that is how we got it in this country and beyond, because of African knowledge that they had for centuries that no one else knew, and the way they took care of them. But anyway, we better do the commercial. Thank you guys for your thoughts and your sharing your comments, because you help us on this show. We really appreciate you. But we go to commercial.
Yeah, we gotta do that. We gotta do some stuff. Yeah, that part. Okay.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams. WGFB-FM Radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
After these messages, we'll
be right back. For the health and safety of our guests and team members, we're here for you. That means frequently deep cleaning our stores and wiping down carts and baskets after each use, reserving dedicated shopping hours for our most vulnerable guests, providing masks and gloves to our team members. .com/a bullseye view.
New Dunkin' Refreshers. Vibrant fruit flavors like strawberry, dragon fruit, and peach passion fruit. B vitamins and energy from green tea. All under 200 calories. Order ahead via the Dunkin' app for a contactless way to order, pay, and pick up in the drive-thru. America runs on Dunkin'. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Amazon is hiring near you. Earn a competitive wage and start as soon as 7 days. No resume or experience required. Health and safety are a top priority with all of Amazon's roles and sites. Amazon is taking precautions in their buildings to keep people healthy. Go to amazon.com/apply. That's amazon.com/apply. Amazon is an equal opportunity employer.
Hey everybody, it's your girl, Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, host and executive producer of Single on a Saturday Night. And guess what? I've teamed up with DJ Kid Disco. He is the king of the podcast, and we have Zoom Your Podcast Masterclass. Have you ever wanted to start a podcast, learn how to be a Zoom professional, throw a virtual party? Now is the perfect time to learn all about it in Zoom Your Podcast. Go to ShellyShowWilliams.com or go to Instagram at Shelly Show Williams or at DJ Kid Disco. DM us. Find out more information. This class is a must-take class. Hey everybody, it's Shelly Show Williams, Philly's Oprah, executive producer of Urban Expressions, Single on a Saturday Night, but I am a business, social media, and media coach. And if you're looking to show up on social media with a purpose, I have a course for you. Have you been struggling as an entrepreneur, trying to figure out how to get people to engage, how to get people to buy, how to get people just to see you on social media? I have just the course for you. Please go to ShellyShowWilliams.com to find out more.
WGFB-FM radio.
So are you ready?
Yeah. How it used to be. Something for everyone. 24/7, 365.
Yo, what's good? This is Tracy Lee, and you already know I gets down with the get down, man. Grown Folks Radio all day.
Hi, everybody. This is Cinda Williams, and I am the co-host of the Melanated Morning Show and the host of the PPC Radio Show. And you are listening to Grown Folks Radio.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Yeah.
All right, we're back. Whoops. I just had to take a break from the light for a little bit, you see.
That's okay. That's cool. You gotta take care of yourself.
So I'm here.
Okay, cool. So another thing I wanted to talk about is something that's right up your alley. Well, maybe not quite, but kinda. So, they recently decriminalized drugs in Oregon.
And in Pennsylvania, they're going to make it legal.
Well, that's not the same thing. Because they're legalizing marijuana there, right? Where you are. They're legalizing recreational drugs. Is that right?
Yeah.
But this is different. This is decriminalizing like meth.
What?
Yes. Cocaine.
No.
Yes.
You're doing too much. You know, it used to be legal. You used to be able to get that throughout the Spiegel catalog.
No, because it was vacation. But hear me out, please. Hear me out. What it means is, instead of going to jail, if you're an addict, you'll get help. You'll go to programs for rehabilitation and getting you off the drugs. So instead of going to jail for being an addict, you're getting help so you're not an addict. And not just physical help, but mental, emotional, spiritual help so you can stay off the drugs. That's what this is.
How do you
And
feel about that?
and I agree with that 100% because addicts aren't addicts because they're healthy people. Addicts are addicts because they need help. They need help. And that's all kind of addictions, not just drugs. That's alcohol, which is legal, by the way. You don't go to jail for being a alcoholic. So just like alcoholics need help in rehab, so do drug users that are addicts. Now, you will have a fine if you get caught with some drugs, but it's $100. But if they find that you are addicted to these drugs, instead of going to jail where all you do is sit in a cell and not get any help, they put you in programs to get you off of drugs. I think that's a good idea. I really do.
I do too. But in prison, in the penitentiary, there's also drug programs.
But it's criminalized. That's the difference. That's something that you can't get over. If you have a felony drug arrest or whatever, and you end up in prison for that, that affects you the rest of your life.
That's
But
true.
if you've been in a hospital where you've been cared for and treated and loved and not been told bad boy, then that opens up doors for you to change your life.
You know,
Have
that's actually where Carmen works, a drug rehab, a behavioral health facility. She does the financial care or whatever, consultant, whatever.
So my question though is, when is enough though? Because I know there are some people that have gone to rehab multiple times. So when do you say, okay, this isn't helping?
I
You've
think that's
been
a personal
5
choice.
times. No, I'm talking about law enforcement.
Uh,
You know what I mean? For instance, let's talk about alcohol since that's a legal thing. It's not decriminal. I mean, it's not criminalized. If someone hits somebody with their car because they were drunk, then there are consequences for that behavior.
right.
If your drug use is harming yourself or others, and you've been put in rehab over and over and over again, when is enough? What happens then? That's my only thing. I don't know. I don't know the answer. That's a rhetorical question that maybe somebody out there that's listening might have an answer to.
Maybe
What
instead
do
of
you
12 months, 12-step program, you give them 20 steps. I don't know. Make instead of 12 months, instead of 6 months, make it a year that you're in rehab.
Mm,
And you have to come out. When you come out, you have to go to a rehab halfway house, just like prisoners do,
that's an idea.
to get yourself acclimated that you're off the drugs,
hmm
whatever those drugs may be. My problem is how come it's just now becoming a medical issue when back in the 80s, when there was a lot of black folks smoking crack, it was a criminal thing.
Yeah, well, that in when you're still the minority, the perceived minority,
Mm.
you know, they don't care about that. But when the majority, the perceived, that is very, I say that lightly, the perceived majority is affected, then all of a sudden it's a problem that they can recognize because they look like them.
Somebody said something. I can't see it.
Familiar Joe said, why do people think black people don't love each other? I didn't know people thought that. Um,
He has.
that's something I'm not aware of. What do you think about that, DJ Kid Just Go?
I think he has a valid point. A lot of people of non-color do think that.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never met those folks.
Oh,
I've been around a lot of white people. I ain't never heard that before.
some of
So,
our people think that.
well, I do sometimes am wounded by people of color when I'm not respected by them, when I I don't think it's fair that I do this. But for instance, when I'm teaching and I have a classroom full of kids and I have a table of they're segregated, and I have a table of black girls that won't stop talking, roll their eyes, flip me off, and talk to me like I am nothing, where all the rest of the kids are respectful. I get very offended by that because, and I have a literally, I have one time I had a class like that, and I walked over and I bent over and I whispered. I was like, "Why y'all gonna do a sister like that? If I was white, would you do this to her or him? Would you do that? Why do you think it's okay for you to disrespect me? I could be many of your mothers or even grandmothers for that. I could be your grandmother. Why do you think it's okay? Because I absolutely know you don't treat your teacher like this.
Why they might do this generation of kids.
No, it depends. This generation now is a little different than these are older kids a few years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago, who are often adults now. You know, the little ones now, I think COVID, the situation of COVID helped. It helped them tremendously because they had to be at home with their parents, and their parents got to know them, and it changed things. And so I think that was a saving grace. That was one of the benefits of this experience. But I have experienced that so many times where black children have no respect for me, but I watch them with a white teacher. They stand and they do what they're supposed to do. You know, they try, and then you got troubled teens all around. You got troubled teens, especially every color, right?
Which that are on now, of course.
You know, you have that. Yeah. But the fact that another instance that I don't understand. Black women say with each other, you know, it's like I can find a partner in a man, black, white, yellow, it don't matter, and a working partner, and be respected and pull my weight. Well, that's not always true for different reasons, though. Okay. But I try to work with some black women, and they don't want to work with me. They say things like, I'm a woman of God. You know what I'm saying? Like inferring that I'm not.
Oh.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Or are they just not interested? They're just not interested in working with another black woman. And some people say, well, that's because of the way you look and blah, 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 blah. And maybe it is. I don't think so.
I do.
I think it's women don't trust each other, and they're constantly competing with each other instead of working together.
You think women of all colors do that?
I don't know. I have white friends. I have all kind of friends, but I've never. I don't know. I like my best friend. She got friends, female friends, groups of female friends that love each other. You know. Hi, Joseph. DJ Joe Storm. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't know that it's that we don't love each other. It's that we've been indoctrinated not to trust each other. We've been indoctrinated to not have each other's back. There've been skewers put between us. Light skin, dark skin, rich, poor, educated, uneducated. That's better, this is worse. That's better, this is worse. On purpose. Because if we stuck together, if we worked together, we'd be mighty. We are so mighty and powerful. So those people that are greedy and don't want to share have put divisions within us, emotional, financial, all these different skewers to keep us apart. Because if we were together, just like the Jewish nation, how they lift each other up, right?
Mm-hmm.
They take care of each other. There's a lot of crap that happens, but for the most part, they got each other's back. We would be a mighty, mighty people, but we have to change our habits. We have to change the habit that we have of not trusting each other, not lifting each other up, not supporting each other. Do you go to black businesses? Do you try to trust them? And I've had experiences where I went to a black business and got burnt. I've had that experience, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up on them. Maybe I'll give up on that particular group, but I'm going to keep trying to work with some people of color so I can lift them up and they can lift me up. It's changing our habits that have been, it's a generational curses. We were cursed by them, and we're allowing that curse to stay. It's a false number. It's a false narrative. It's not true that we can't love each other and support each other and make it. Yeah. I recently had an experience. This is crazy. I can't get too deep in it because it's not my story. Well, it's partly my story to tell, but one of Sophia's friends, her parents are very well off. Very well off. And Sophia's not working. She hasn't worked. Her dad wanted her to concentrate on what she's doing instead of go get a job at Walmart. I don't know that I agree with that, but she went along with that. So she didn't have, a lot of money for Christmas. She didn't have, all she had was the money that she's saving for when she goes back to school. And this friend's parents, mother specifically, wanted to wash her hands of Sophie because she didn't buy her daughter some gift for Christmas when Sophia couldn't buy anything. Sophia gave me little paper spa things saying, I'm going to give you a facial, I'm going to do your nails. She was being smart. She had the money to go buying gifts.
And they judged her by what she couldn't buy.
They judged her by what she couldn't buy.
That sucks.
These are black people, well-to-do, educated, a doctor, a lawyer, people. And they didn't want nothing to do with my daughter because she wasn't able to buy a gift for their kid.
Wow, Seabreeze. Just give me a minute because we gotta give them that couple something. Those parents. Wow. I'm a little bit slow on the draw. Can I make a real quick announcement, CC?
I want you to do that.
For medical reasons, y'all, unfortunately, we're going to have to end the Facebook live feed at 1:15 and go to music because
we can't talk too much longer. But boy, the talking that we've done has been very productive and informative, hasn't it? Sherry, cousin, hey girl.
Hello, Sherry. But unfortunately, doctor's orders. He says an hour on, an hour off. So
yeah, so we're gonna have to wrap it up. But please come back. Are we on here tomorrow?
Yes.
Yes, we are back tomorrow. If you guys are in a position that you can turn us on, we are streaming live, and also you can listen to us on www.thegrownfolksradio.com, and grown is spelled with an E. So you can listen in your car. No, well, if you put your little aux thing, you got your Bluetooth. You can listen in your car. You can listen to, you can listen, or if you want to watch. I love you too, Sherry. I hope everybody's well. I know things have been rough lately. Oh, girl, things have been rough, but I've been praying for everyone. So please come back tomorrow.
But
and then what?
If you're listening on Grown Folks Radio, you'll still hear the music.
Yeah, you can hear the music every day. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sherry. I love you. Tell everybody for me. Tell everybody to tune in, and we also archive the show, so you can always listen in other times if you're too busy.
You can go to YouTube and you can hear every show that we do.
Yeah,
It's
YouTube,
streaming
the
right.
Grown Folks Radio .com. Is that what it is on
Well,
YouTube?
for the web, no, for the YouTube, it's just Grown Folks Radio. Just
Grown
that.
Folks Radio. Grown Folks Radio with the E?
No.
Okay.
On YouTube.
Thanks for telling me. On YouTube, it's Grown Folks Radio. So you can watch on there.
And the Melanated Morning Show. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That part. So we're going to do a little bit of music. I'm going back to my happy birthday, Rakim. Even though his birthday was last week, he's one of the greatest MCs of all time. You know, I'm hip hop. CC, guess what I'm great start soon. Real quick.
What?
I'm going to start the hip hop podcast and stop farting around with it.
Good.
Started the.
Good.
I'm going to call it. Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live.
Awesome. I love it. I can't wait.
It's a verse from the infamous KRS-One.
Mm-hmm.
Rap is something you do. Hip hop is something you live. See, you have to be a head to understand that. And I am a true hip hop head. And I'm going to live my greatness. And as far as hip hop,
I love it. I love it. And since we're talking about podcasts, don't forget to listen in. This week I have who do I have? I have Keisha Rose on this week. Oh my gosh. This podcast this Friday dropping at noon Eastern is going to be so uplifting. You definitely got to check it out. It's called I Am with Keisha Rose, and it's one of my favorite podcasts I've ever done.
You feel strange.
Yes. Earl, let me answer this question. No, PPC radio show is on from 2 to 4 Eastern today, so please tune in. Part of the time won't be on, you won't see my face, but I will be coming on within a half an hour, but you will hear my voice. I'll be talking. So, yes. So, Tanya M. Sepp Williams podcast too? Okay, cool. But PPC radio PPC podcast on Anchor, Spotify, iTunes, and many more podcasts. Please listen in this week to be inspired by Keisha Rose. It's gonna be a good one.
You know what feels strange these past few weeks?
What's that?
That I've had to listen to the podcast for the first time when everybody else listens to it. I'm not used to that.
If I sent you the link, could you listen?
No, it's not that. Yeah, I can listen. I just feel strange that when it comes out, I'm not a part of it. Like,
yeah, you didn't put the beats on there or do the production. I know. It hurts my feelings too. It hurts my feelings. I miss you. I miss Chainsmokes and DJ Larry Legend and Sakeem Beats. I miss everybody.
For all those that's wondering, when I go to the doctor Friday, we will find out if I have glaucoma or not. At this point, if I do, I'm going to go get me a medical card just so that y'all know. But anyway,
okay.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. What? Are you kidding me? I'm going to run.
And DJ Joe Storm wants to remind you all that if you come back today from 2 to 4 Eastern, especially if you're listening on anything but Facebook, you will be able to hear DJ Joe Storm's mix. He's going to be on the PPC radio show the last 15 minutes of the show, 3:45. He is jamming.
Yeah, that's about the time. Yeah, that part.
Mm-hmm.
That part. So tomorrow we're back. Sea Breeze, you and I.
We are back, and so please come back. Thank you for tagging her. Sherry, appreciate you. Can I have one last thing to say before we say goodbye to everybody. Please pray for me and my family. We are going through some things right now that I need prayer for. I can't get personal and vocal about what, but it's some difficulties that I just need your prayers for. So please close your eyes as soon as we say goodbye and say, God bless Cinda and Sophia. God bless them. And however you pray for us, please. Thank you. I appreciate that.
and I just did that. Not to mention, I got to call the white. Did I tell you I had to call we had to call the road service this morning because the car wouldn't start?
Yeah, you did. You did. That sucks. I don't like doing that, but
brutal. She got to work late, and she knew I had to get on the air, so she didn't call me. So I want to make sure she's all right. But anyway, thank everybody for coming. I'm sorry I'm looking like Stevie Wonder get ready to stick somebody up, but don't look like I'm Great Puller.
Thank you, Sherry.
Don't look like I'm Great Puller, stick up. But for those that are wondering, I'm going to give this update. I'm going to the doctor Friday. Yes, there is a possibility that I have glaucoma.
Thank you, Earl. Really?
Yeah, but we're learning to deal with it. I did some research. It can actually be maintained with some special drops, which I probably qualify for. So I will be back to the PPC podcast probably in a couple of weeks.
Oh, as a producer, yes.
As a producer, yes. I miss your producer on. Like I listened last week. And I'm like, this seems so weird. Me listening for the first time with everybody else. I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm listening to the music. I'm like, oh, there is a difference. Wow. Okay. No offense, Anchor, but maybe y'all should hire me to make some new beats for y'all. Cause
they could use some new beats because I've been hearing some of them beats on podcasts for years. So they could use some new beats. Wow. I mean, I recognize them. I was like, I know this. I know that. I know this. I've heard them so many times. So, yeah, I can't wait to get my music back.
I do want to do this. I want to give a shameless plug to somebody who tunes in all the time. Malik Truth has a show. What is it? How did you explain to me? A college campus radio?
Yeah, it's terrestrial radio, but you can press on a link and listen anytime. He has Truth. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but check out Malik Truth's Facebook page. If you guys are on there on Instagram and listen in on his radio show, it's really great. It's about relationships for the most part. It's really wonderful show.
I think it was called Malik's Truth, wasn't it?
Malik's Truth, and he's going to be actually on the PPC radio show as our guest therapist in 2 weeks. So for the Valentine's Day show, although it's after Valentine's Day, it's on the 17th of February, but he'll be on with us. I think he'll be on with us that day. So
in closing, I want to say the Super Bowl's this weekend. I'm going to say go Hot Wings because I hate the AFC and I hate Tom Brady. So go Hot Wings. I'm going for the Hot Wings.
I'm not even watching it. We don't have access to that, so I'm going to miss it this year for the first time. Ain't nobody having any parties because of COVID. So
I don't like that. I don't like the participants. And the coach of the AFC used to be here, Andy Reid.
Sound like you a hater.
I'm from Philadelphia. That's what we do. We are pro. The Eagles fans are pro haters. That's what we do. We actually have a jailhouse at the stadium, just in case you tear your ass. Yes.
Ooh, okay. All right. At least you know who you are.
I've been a hater since I was an Eagles fan, which has been all my life. And I've been a Sixers fan longer than that. So I was a pre-approved hater before I came out. So yes, you know that about Philadelphia?
I'm not surprised. I love Philadelphia.
Love, yes.
Y'all might hate, but I love you. All right, let's go.
Okay, we gotta sign off, y'all. We are the Melanated. I don't know. We're something. The Melanated Morning.
The Melanated Morning Show.
Yeah, we just giving our opinion. Stay tuned for Cool DJ Frank, y'all, and out there in Radio Land. He will be on until 1 o'clock, and then from 1 to 2, I forget who it is. Until 2 o'clock is the PPC radio show. That part. Okay, so yeah.
The Melanated Morning Show with DJ Kid Disco and co-host Cinda Williams.
Okay, y'all. So that's it. Thank you all, Facebook. We're no longer on the air, but thank you all, Facebook. We're about to sign off from y'all. And I thank you very much for tuning in. You like this platform real quick, Cece?
Love it. So much better. So much better. I don't have to use multiple devices. I can see everything, and I love it.
Everything right there. All right, y'all.
Right there.
Yeah.
Mm.
Boop.